They got a bright future in this game ahead of them.
Oh,
But speaking of future, both of these players are looking to find themselves on a future PGR or possibly a future list. But this is a new one here, Ubel. No PS2 from these two to start things off.
I almost spit up my water. Holy moly, they're not on Pokemon Stadium. What timeline are we in?
This is the future timeline, brother. And it looks like Battlefield is going to be what we're starting off on. I don't know if it was Zomba's or Jakal's decision to go for strikes, but right now, it's looking pretty good for Zomba as he gets his cute little setup with those gyros into the offstage shenanigans. Zomba taking that one on the chin as they go down immediately.
You know, usually Zomba isn't one to go to hunt for confirms like that. The multiple Z drop gyro into the arm rotor. He hasn't been one to exploit that level of shenanigans that R.O.B chose out, more often going for just simple prolonged edge guards thanks to R.O.B's seemingly boundless resources. But when you're able to add not only Zomba's level of advantage off stage, if you're able to sprinkle in a little bit of the extraness that makes R.O.B so good at closing out stocks and closing out games, suddenly Zomba is still finding ways to level up his own game plan, but that down angled forward tilt keeps Jakal in this game and the stock counts even up.
Right, and immediately he's going to use that up smash as a defensive option out of shield. That move is really good, pretty good scoops, pretty commonly confirmed. I very rarely see people fall out of it. And, you know, it's going to lit of momentum here for Jakal. They're getting a nice combo on the board, too. And, you know, not going to be dying to that nair as well. Nice air dodge to go back to ledge to survive just a bit longer.
Landing on this nair, landing on him with this nair is Jakal, who's able to even this up incredibly well, trying to space out with more back airs as the guitar goes crazy in the background.
That's what's going on in Zomba's brain right now. Meanwhile, Jakal is just silent.
He's all focused. He's dialed in into what this game can provide him. Keep in mind, this is still a best of 3, as both these players need to make this game count, as Battlefield is certainly doing Jakal no favors with its blast zone, but that up tilt, you mentioned it in Winners Finals, the up tilt off of Wolf, not only is it a prominent kill move, amazing at catching landings, and R.O.B certainly loves to land on top of you with some of his incredible buttons.
Right, and you know, another thing about that up tilt that a lot of people don't actually know, it ends up actually going higher than Snake just because Wolf gets a little bit of height off of the ground with their up tilt. So yeah, it covers quite a good amount of threat ranges, but some bad DI. Jakal getting mixed up there by which arm actually had the final hitbox. And Zomba talking about his bans, but that's a good early lead in the set. You want to be up versus Jakal this early. And it's going to be right back to Battlefield, so that makes me believe that Jakal was the one who opted to not go for PS2 in this matchup.
Yeah, both of these two are just extremely experienced in this matchup, but they experience it primarily on Pokemon Stadium 2. And if Jakal is finding struggles with R.O.B in prolonged games on such a large stage like Pokemon Stadium, maybe closing down the quarters could be the answer that he's looking for. Good DI, or bad DI notwithstanding.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Zomba doesn't have a lot of amazing out-of-shield options. I mean, obviously, they have that nair that's pretty good. It covers everything. It's not horribly fast, though. And frankly, Jakal's been able to just kind of use all of their crazy options, like nair, like forward air, to land safely on top of Zomba and then get those follow-ups afterwards, too. That's going to be huge, especially considering how bad the disadvantage state of R.O.B is.
Wolf Flash to let... Oh,
he's dead.
Another one. Another devious trap that R.O.B is shown off, and the burner boost to boot.
If you can get it, I say go for it. And I think Zomba's adopted that same mindset too. Gonna be avoiding the up B, which I believe actually would have killed had Jakal got the hitbox out.
I believe you are correct, not only in the fact that...
Yeah, that was crazy strong, dude.
Oh, yeah. It's... Firewolf is blasphemous, just like much of Wolf's kit in terms of raw strength. Just being able to find those hits is what has giving Jakal a hard time. Zomba working around Jakal's win conditions so effectively, finding using his own experience with a lot of the cast to just acknowledge what Jakal could be looking for in a lot of these scenarios, on top of his experience with Jakal as a player, and just avoiding them so pristinely. 150.
Oh, I love that B reverse gyro. Don't quite love not going to ledge from Zomba, but very good ambiguous movement there that we don't actually see all too often from Zomba. The thing we usually see the B reverse is that laser, but using the gyro charge as movement option, pretty nice. Zomba showing that they are not out of the woods. They have a ton of information in the bag that they've just been waiting to use.
Ooh, looks like they fell into that blast thanks to the air dodge. But the back air will have closed out the stock, giving Jakal a chance to gain a little momentum on his side if he's able to find a starter. Jakal playing very, very dangerous in this corner, trying to find a starter close to the side so he can take it all the way across the stage. But only a down throw dash.
That long roll from R.O.B is going to allow Zomba to get those down tilts coming out. And, you know, Jakal's been doing a much better job this set of not getting hit by too many of those down tilts, but frankly right now the forward air coverage that Zomba's putting on the table is a little bit too much. They're using a lot of really strong pokes as well as that big old down air. At first you don't succeed, keep trying that sucker. Eventually it might work out, and Zomba says, all right, I know exactly where that side B's going. You're off stage, I'm gonna spike you, and that is gonna be the first set going to Zomba as we go into the reset.
The air dodge was poked out. The double jump up B would have been far too much time and for Zomba to line up the spike, so Jakal tried for a quick recovery and it was covered all the same. As we go right back to Battlefield, both these players striking to this stage yet again for game one, as Zomba looks like they're ready to just keep on rolling, keep the train moving, as Grand Finals was already over as we move on to the reset.
Yes.
Jakal
now,
needs to
I'm going to be real with you, Ubel. I don't quite agree with Jakal. Obviously, Jakal knows much more about this matchup in this game than I do. I'm going to be real with you, though. If you lose 2 games in a row to that degree on this stage, maybe it is the stage that's the issue, but Jakal is going to get a nice little forward air into side B. Not going to be killing just yet. Maybe 1 or 2 more percent and it would have, but Jakal, I think, is coming out of the reset swinging a little bit harder than they were in winner's side games.
Yeah, they're finding a little bit more of these sweet spots and strong hitboxes, as well as just hits in general, because they're forcing the initiative a little bit more. They're pushing into Zomba's, into his sphere, into his bubble, especially with these platform movement that Zomba has multiple times loved to shown off. Jakal's trying to take that and use that to his advantage, though you do have to be careful with some of these top platforms stuff. The Wolf Flash does get them back.
Yeah, I love that sometimes that side B peaks above the ledge. You can actually angle Wolf Flash. So that was exactly what, I'm sorry? That was a sweet spot still? That thing lasts for so long.
Now, hold on.
And now wait just 1 second.
Yeah, give me a game. Sure.
That's El Diablo rearing its ugly head.
We get to roll right through with it because sometimes R.O.B is big. R.O.B is big. Sometimes it rolls both ways, but he is certainly still big as the air dodge was red, but no punish came out. Jakal able to sneak by and looking for a little bit of control in this game 2, or in this game 1, part 2, that he's lost completely. The up tilt into up air, reset onto the platform, closing out the game. Close out the stock and looking to close out the game, but not if Jakal has anything to say about it. This corner pressure on both sides, it's been the way both these players have played the corner is so imperative on a stage like this and the matchup where they're so familiar with each other, and Jakal taking advantage of that familiarity.
Oh, man. Well, these players getting smothered, too. And I thought that spike coming out was actually going to be from Zomba, but no, it was from Jakal, and Zomba hit the tech there a second ago, too. But, man, Zomba was snowballing so hard a second ago, and Jakal just all of a sudden took the lead back by over 30%, actually at 45 now. Reads that roll in, recognized exactly what Zomba was going to do. Zomba feels the soul get sucked out of their body as Jude just consumes it.
Just kind of wow is when you can watch these two players unlock additional gears and facets of their play are able to be unveiled after so many games. Like, this isn't a short tournament by any means, and these two have now played in 3 games, 6 games. This will be their 7th game overall.
Yeah.
And on top of a long set history, they're able to just put together setups that are so incredibly dangerous at the drop of a hat, particularly for each other. That roll setup was put together so well.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna just talk about the setups too, but I mean just some of the micro interactions, like that B reverse down B that we saw a second ago in a couple other sets, and all of Jakal's setups with these side Bs. They're doing things in this set that they didn't do all night. They didn't even do it in the reset a second ago. So the way that these players could just shift into different mentalities, different game plans at any given moments and just work with it is ridiculous. But then again, El Diablo getting the stock for Zomba at 69%. That was a nice back air as we get into the second stock for Jakal.
Jakal looking to take it a little bit slower in this game too, not trying to let Zomba give Zomba what they want, which is a scrappy trade fest of a game, especially on Battlefield. These platforms being so helpful for vertical extensions. Yet it seems like Zomba always finds a way to get what they want, and that what they want is a stock and to survive after it all. The side B arm rotor is so devastating for Wolf, Fox, and all Spaceys alike, just being so good at snuffing out their recoveries before they even start.
Zomba's playing on a whole nother level. He wants a game 3, but Jakal still trying to fight for whatever ground Zomba will give them, and he will not let that lazy jump go unpunished. That back air is going to be taking that stock too, but they are sustaining quite a lot of damage. Now trying to use their evasive maneuvers to get around. Nice tomahawk grab, and it's going to get a nice little conversion off of the dash attack with an F tilt. Has Zomba up high in the air on that middle platform. He's going to come down with another up air, nair, forward air, back air, not going to connect. Good DI from Zomba. Going to get his soul red yet again, but missed space just barely by Jakal.
It's little misspacings like that that Jakal has to look back on with a little bit of frustration, because the damage has always been there, but routinely letting Zomba live to 150 is troublesome, though not in the cards for that second stock, as they are able to close out with a back air, playing this corner extremely well, though falling out of multiple up tilts. Zomba looking to try and regain a sense of stage control using the gyro and the side platform to full effect.
Yeah, right now though, this is looking pretty even for both these characters, these players too. I mean, I know that the percentage is in Zomba's favor, but you got to consider this is Jakal still fighting for their life. I think Jakal just wants to go home, man. I don't think he wants to play anymore, because he's trying to close this thing out desperately and still trying to avoid every bit of damage Zomba's throwing at him. But there's a couple of down tilts into the down smash, not going to connect. 2 forward airs. Jakal tries to catch him on the middle platform. Not going to punish the back air. Is off stage, going to go high. Use that up B yet again. Shades of the first set that you played this evening. Nair's going to catch out the other Nair. Ubel.
Look at these two players both trying not to respect each other as sweet spot back air, as Jakal sticks out his hand for the victory, a 2-0, and multiple times over. Jakal had a beat on where Zomba wanted to go when he put him in the corner, just sticking him in a position where, whether it be roll in, away, or tech in place, Jakal was there with a down smash, with a roll in forward, with a forward smash on roll in. And finally, after many a times that Zomba was able to get away with a roll into the corner, he punished it supremely with a very, very low back air. Look at how low this hits.
It's like, oh, yeah, no, caught him in the corner. He didn't roll in there because he didn't want to get an F smash again. That's perfect conditioning there, too, man.
Threefold, right?
Earlier, that roll in got punished by the F smash, the force palm that my boy Wolf can do. And that time, Zomba was like, I'm just going to get up. I'm just going to get up. I'm just going to get up. I'm not going to roll in. I'm not going to get F smash. And Jakal was just like, good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. I win.
Yeah.
So Jakal coming home, your Fusion 104 champion.